following is a presentation of the Gear Radio Network.
Rock Soldiers, welcome back to the All Bets Are Off podcast with Robby Vegas. We are here live today at Nickel City Wrestling in Buffalo, New York. I'm here with somebody you could say that I know quite well, my tag team partner, my brother, my partner in crime. I'm here with Madd Dawg. Before we get to Madd Dawg, though, I do want you all to check out unchainedmuscle.uk. Please donate to their mental health charity section with your purchases for all your gym needs, tank tops, leggings, shorts, t-shirts. You know the deal. Our Vegas 20 saves you 20% on your workout clothes. And without further ado, we got Madd Dawg here right in front of me right now. Madd Dawg, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm not gonna interrupt you like some people do. I can say no names. Cyclone.
Now, you've heard what's been said about you on this podcast, so you have some defense.
I do.
But before we get to your defending, let's talk your actual career before you get to what you're going to defend today.
All right.
Where did wrestling start for you? What are your earliest memories of falling in love with professional wrestling?
My earliest memory, I can remember every match that was on the show. I was about 5 years old. It was probably my first and last show my dad actually took me to. And I remember there was like Undertaker and a casket match. I knew the Bush Vipers were there. So I remember falling asleep and my dad waking me up and moving my arms up and down like the Bushwhackers. So I mean, that was my first like memory. But I've pretty much watched it, my whole life from there on forward.
Who would you say is your biggest reason for getting into wrestling? Who inspired you to actually start wrestling?
Oh man, there's a few guys. I can say there's Ric Flair. I mean, I thought he was great back then. When I actually started getting into it, not necessarily understanding more, but understanding the stories, I guess. I just have to say The Rock, Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle was big for me. Stone Cold back in that area. Right now, I think everything's great right now, but that's why I started getting into it, is because people like them.
Okay. Now, how did you actually get into training? You trained at Grapplers Anonymous?
Yes.
And how did you find Grapplers Anonymous?
So, before Nickel City was Nickel City, it was OSPW, as you know. That's where I met you at.
Yeah.
Justin Trumbull was a ring announcer. Me and him back in the days used to do the backyard wrestling, as most of us guys probably did. He became a ring announcer there, and he messaged me the one day and said if I'm serious about becoming a pro wrestler, they had a trial there with a guy named Tiger Smith. So I went there, did that. Cyclone seen me, and so did Mikey Every Night, who runs Grabber Alliance with Brandon Thurston. And they pulled me aside, and they said, you gotta look. You seem athletic. This is what you really want to do. Come do it. We're in Lackawanna. And they asked me where I lived. I told them I lived in Lackawanna as well. I was really right down the street. I would walk there every day, and that's where I started at.
Okay. Do you remember how you felt when you had your first match?
Oh, nervous. Nervous as ever.
I was there.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
But I want you to describe it to me, what was going through your head.
I couldn't believe that I was actually there. I couldn't believe I was going to start being in my first actual wrestling ring, performing in front of a crowd. I was scared, but excited at the same time. To this day, I still get those butterflies.
Now, how many years has it been now?
It'll be 4 years in February. End of February, yes.
Okay. So give me some of your favorite opponents and matches that you've had over the years since then.
Oh, wow.
I know we've done the drives, we've been in different countries, states, cities, whatever. So just give me whatever you got. What comes to mind first?
First, mine your dog collar match.
Which was here.
Nickel
City.
That was a real fun match for me. We also had me and Cyclone recently. We also faced Powers of Pain. I thought I think that was more of a fan cool experience for me, was the Powers of Pain. I'm in the ring with legends right now. We faced Defiance. I love matches with them. Our first tag, not our first tag match, but one of our first tag matches was with Cloudy and Ando, the High Seas, and I think those are probably our best tag team matches besides Defiance. They can go.
Yeah, Cloudy and Ando are no joke. And as far as the Powers of Pain, I know I was nervous that day. Yeah. I'm a few more years in than you are, and I was panicking a little bit. Maddie Vegas' first time coming to wrestling and saw me terrified. But yeah, that was something. So walk me through. That was your first time in the ring with somebody who had a name, somebody who came from WWE, going against them anyways in an actual match. So what was going through your head as that was all going on? Walk me through the events leading up to that.
Well, we pulled up to the casino, at Batavia Downs Casino, and I'm like, okay, we're facing Powers of Pain. I'm excited. This is great. I found out they were upstairs, went to go see them, and all that turned to fear. These guys are the camera does no justice. These guys are huge, and I just kept thinking like, this is my shot. This is my opportunity to prove not only myself as a wrestler, but like as a teammate as well. I guess I wanted to make sure I got the approval of you as well as the promoters and Powers of Pain. And I just a lot of nerves that day. I just really wanted to make sure I impressed everybody and held up my end.
Do you remember what we did the night before?
The night before, oh man. I gotta think. I'm thinking because we've done so much. Not in a bad way. But
So, I'll refresh your memory. We were terrified. We went to church.
We did, yes, I remember. Yep, we went to church and we prayed. We did. 100%.
Okay.
I do remember that. Yep.
Okay.
We met up. We got the phone call. You said you were going there. I was like, I'll meet you there. And like 10 minutes later, we were there in the church and we were praying, make sure everything goes well. I do. I remember.
Yep. And then we went to Mooney's and got some mac and cheese from Maddie Vegas.
Yes, which was amazing.
And that was our night before facing the Powers of Pain. Let's go pray and then get some macaroni and cheese.
That was an awesome night.
So now me and you started tagging like pretty quickly on into your career.
Yeah.
I think you'd only had maybe 3 matches before we got put together because my partner at the time, Marcus Midnight, hurt his neck.
We don't speak of her. No, but yes, Marcus.
Marcus gets hurt. They put us together. For whatever reason, it worked. We had never teamed together before. I had just met you a few months prior because you were brand new.
Yep.
And what were you thinking getting put in a tag team? Like, you had no aspirations of becoming a tag team wrestler or anything. It was just like you were the Madd Dawg. And then all of a sudden, now you're my tag team partner. So were you scared? What was going on?
No, I honestly, I thought it was pretty cool. I came in there, I just wanted to work. That was my main thing. I always wanted to be a wrestler. Everybody has that story, it's their dream and everything. But like, I was willing to do whatever it took to prove that I could do this. So whatever they gave me, I went for it. And they started me off with Brian Eminon. We had a short, little, quick feud. I had a match in Canada. So I probably had about 3 matches in, and then they teamed me and you together. I watched you and Marcus, which I was big fans of, and then they put me in the ring with you as a teammate, and it clicked. Like, the fans bid on it hard. Like, I don't know if it was because, like, your athletic ability and then my power or whatever it was, but they loved it.
And now we've gone on to be 5-time tag team champions.
Yeah.
We were tag team champions at Nickel City,
Yeah.
Ultimate Wrestling, Maximum Force Wrestling, the last tag team champions they ever had.
And current. Forever champions.
And tag team champions at MCIW in Indianapolis.
Yes.
So, that being said, this is going to be your first line of defense. It has been said that you are Marty.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this?
I don't feel I'm Marty. I feel like before me, you were a one-time tag team champion. With me, you've held 5. So who's really the Marty?
Sorry. That was a good point there, Chris. Good point.
I mean, let's just be real here. I mean,
was I 1 time or was I 2?
you're still 5 with me. You can add 1 and 2 together, you still got more. but nonetheless, though, and sometimes, I don't think neither one of us is a Marty in reality. We can have fun with it, we say this and that, but I think we're both great athletes and we both meet our potential where we're supposed to be at. And I think that's why we click. That's why we are 5-time team tag team champions. That's why we've done everything. That's why we wrestle where we wrestle. That's why you're doing great things with your career right now. And I'm working on my singles career right now, and I'm trying to take things off there. And I think we're just good, period.
Well, that brings me to my next question is, how are you liking your singles career? Because we don't really team anymore.
Yeah.
We really don't work a lot of the same places anymore. So how are you liking the singles wrestling career as opposed to the tag team? Is it an adjustment? Do you like it better? What's going on?
It's a big adjustment. When I'm getting ready for my match, I don't have you there. You know what I mean? We talk before the match, we'll pray before the matches, and we know I got you in my corner, I got your back, you got mine. Now I'm just out there, and it's so much different being a singles than it is tag team. People just see wrestling as wrestling, but like there really is an art to it. Mm-hmm. And and we perfected the tag team art. Mm-hmm. I don't want to say we perfected it, but we've gotten to where we need to be with that. Mm-hmm. And now we're just working on our singles and just trying to dominate there as well. And who knows? Nightbreed's not dead. We're on a break.
Yeah, we still fly under the banner, including Cyclone.
Yeah.
And, but everybody's got to do their own thing sometimes, and I think it was time for us both to do that. So I'm going to take a break from your career here for a second and ask you just about wrestling in general. If I tell you, give me your Mount Rushmore of wrestlers, who are your 4?
Wow. Flair, Michaels. I mean, because and not just because you're a Michaels fan. It's just Michaels is Michaels. I mean, what can you say? What can you say bad about him?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, honestly, The Rock, just his charisma, everything about him. You know, I mean, he's dominated wrestling and the movies. You know, he's who he is.
Yeah.
Gilbert. No. 4, it's tough. I mean, you got Savage, you got Brett.
Gotta pick one. There was almost one there.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Brett by an inch.
Yeah.
Just because his technicality, and I've always been like a Brett fan as well. You know, watching him singles and tag, you know, everything he's done. I've always been a big fan of his.
Is there a match that stands out to you? If I say what's the best wrestling match you've ever seen, is there one that pops in your head right away?
Brett and Shawn.
WrestleMania 12?
Iron Man?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mine too.
that was...
It was perfection.
Yeah, and he had the Shawn and Razor as well in the ladder match. I thought was pretty great.
Notice how both of those have Shawn.
Yeah. That's why he's on there.
Okay, so this is your second line of defense. Okay. It's been said on this podcast that you're a Steelers fan.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Can I cuss on this?
Yes.
Fuck the Steelers, okay? They're not in the playoffs. The Ravens are. Lamar Jackson's not bad for a running back. MVP, 36 passing touchdowns. Broken 15 records this season alone. Ravens Nation for the Super Bowl.
That is the most intense your voice has spiked on my computer screen.
I get emotional. I argue with 12-year-olds about Lamar Jackson and the Ravens.
Curving away from wrestling altogether, we're going to dig a little bit into music because you have your custom music and things like that. But what is some music that you listen to get pumped up in the gym or before your matches to just get you in the zone? What do you like?
I honestly, I can listen to anything and everything all day, every day. Like, workout wise, I have a variety. I have between rock and roll, rap. The guy who done my music, Terrence T. Ferguson, KPL. He does my theme song. He has his own Spotify and everything that is his music. I listen to some of his inspirational and just regular rap music and stuff like that. I always listen to his one song he has called "Keep Pushing." It's like the first song I listen to before every workout. It's motivating, you know. But I can honestly listen to really anything.
Okay. This is your third and final defense of the podcast.
All right.
It was said on the Cyclone Jones episode that when we were driving to Vermont, we were wrestling in Barrie, Vermont. We were coming home, and we thought we saw something. We cannot confirm what we saw, but it was massive.
It was big.
Now,
and it moved.
According to Cyclone, you weren't paying attention and saw absolutely nothing.
Well, Cyclone is a liar.
Now tell me your side of that trip and what you saw,
so,
just to confirm that we did see something.
All right, so we're driving on the way to Vermont. We're out there. We see all these signs, and you mentioned to say that this looks familiar. This seemed familiar to you, and you couldn't figure out why. And then we started seeing all the Sasquatch signs, Sasquatch burger, Sasquatch this, Sasquatch that, statue of Sasquatch. And then it hit you that it was on an episode that you had watched, on one of your shows that you watched. I can't remember which one it was. And so we're going through, and now we're thinking like, okay, well, we're in Sasquatch town. Makes sense. On the way back, it's late. I'm sleeping for the most part, for the moment, off and on. But I was awake because you were messing with us, and you had the flashlight. You're going back and forth with the flashlight, thinking you're going to see something. Or Cyclone, or he freaked out. And he's like, whoa. So I'm like, all right. So I jumped because I caught something because I'm looking around back and forth because I'm nervous. And something moved. I don't know what it was, but it was a rock. There was a big rock there. And I don't know, it could have been a bear, could have been a stag, who knows. It was just big and something moved. You're messing around with us or whatever, and he asked me, did I see it? And I'm like, yeah. But I don't know how to react. Something big just moved, and it's pitch dark. We cut off the lights because we wasn't sure how dark it was. We just knew it was dark.
Yeah.
So for a quick second, we cut off all the lights, and there was pure darkness. Like, there was no sight of anything. You could not see unless those lights were on.
And that was the last we ever saw of Vermont.
Yeah. We never been back since. No attention to you.
All right. I got two final questions for you about your career specifically. Give me your end goal in the wrestling business.
Oh, man. I think everybody's end goal is to make it to WWE for the most part. But right now, with the way wrestling is in general, there's so many. There's AEW now. There's Impact. There's ROH. And I love WWE to death, and I hope I do make it there one day. But like with my life right now, I wouldn't mind taking Ring of Honor or Impact because of my family situation. You know, I feel like it'd be easier to go there, do what I gotta do, come home, instead of being on the road for 350, 60 days or whatever it is a year. But don't get me wrong, if I get the opportunity, I'm taking it. I'm not gonna turn down WWE ever. But just to make it, you know, doing what I love, providing for my family, doing what I love. On top of that would be awesome.
And sidebar there, you did get a chance to work a little bit extra stuff with Ring of Honor when they were in Buffalo.
Yeah.
How was that experience for you?
It was cool. I walked in, the guy sees me. I'm not gonna say names of other guys, but I trained with them, and the guy looks at me and said, "You train with these guys?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they asked him why they don't look like me. I'm not the biggest guy, you know, but I think I'm in pretty good shape at least. And he told me down information right then and there. He said, you know, and then we got a little sidebarred for a minute, and then, you know, he told me come talk to him at the end of the night. Took down my number, I took down his. We follow each other on Facebook now, and we just wait for an opportunity for him to come back to Buffalo and work from there.
Okay, very cool. Now, last question. We know what your end goal is. What's next for you right now? What's the short term looking like as far as what you want?
I just want to do what I love. I want it to make sense, though. You know, a lot of people just want to wrestle just to wrestle, and I love what I'm doing. You know, I love where I'm at in a place, but I don't want to do it for no reason. You know, I want to put on good matches. I want to make the best of what I have now. I'm going to be 33 in May, and I mean, for people that made like AJ Styles 38, DDP 35, you know, so on and so forth, but I'm also not them, and I really had much of a big career like they had before them. So I need to make the best of what I have now and make the best matches I have now to catch their attention to go there. So I mean, I'm not really concerned about titles, but I just want to make it good and catch people's eyes.
All right, man. Well, thank you for doing the pod. I'm sure we'll have you on again, and I'm sure we'll be back on the road together again someday.
For sure.
But for now, good luck with your singles career, and I appreciate you being on the All Bets Are Off podcast.
I said same to you, and thank you for having me.
You got it, man. All right, everybody. So our first interview of 2020, Madd Dawg, and you're going to be hearing a lot from him and seeing a lot from him. And before I let you go, though, I do want you guys to hear from who you voted as guest of 2019, Mr. Ace Von Johnson from the LA Guns. So this message is from Ace.
What's up, everybody? This is Ace Von Johnson from LA Guns, and you're listening to the All Bets Are Off podcast with Robby Vegas. I want to thank you guys for voting me in as the interview of the year on Robby's podcast. So thank you all very much for voting, and we will see you around next time. All right. Cheers.
And, of course, before we let you go, we do want to thank Ace for that, for dropping by again, just to thank you guys for voting him in. And we want you guys to check out the link in the description of this show for Insane Labs. So make sure you use code RVegas30 to save yourself 50% on your workout products. And we will catch you next week here on the All Bets Are Off podcast. Thanks for joining us.
The preceding presentation has been brought to you by the Gear Network.